Welcome, travelers from so far away. I'm afraid our village doesn't have anything particularly special to offer. Let's go up to this, instead of just talking to literally every random person. Those are the people we saved right there, I think. Let's go talk with them. Thank you so much for saving us. I want to hurry back to Mantiac to see our kids. The kids must be worried. If only they didn't come looking for us. I didn't help at all. Who are you? That box. Do you know something about this box? Longchi had it. Where did you get it? On a ship called the Atherum, my lovely lady. Have you heard of it? Of course. You know about the Atherum too? Yes, we happened to come across it on the ocean. Did you see Longchi? See, look, this place is frozen in time. These people were alive 1,000 years ago. And Longchi would be... Oh, Longchi is my love. I'm sorry to suddenly get so personal. Your love. Dang it. Hey, Carol, your turn. As soon as Raven realizes they're not single, he's like, I'm not about it. You're hopeless. All that we saw was, the ship itself. Oh, I see. Could I ask your name? Oh, my name is Yufun. That's the name that was in the diary we found on the Atherum. Maybe she's a descendant with the same name? No, we're definitely back in time. Do you know about the clear CL crystal? They say it has the power to drive back monsters. The sage said it was necessary to make a barrier around the town. Is that what's in the box? As far as we're aware. Yes, we came to deliver this box to you. I see. Hey, is that the key? No, she just likes to hold up random keys whenever she sees a box. Could I have the box? Things are really fishy here. Wow, is this the clear CL crystal? Looks like it. It's so sparkly and glittery. A treasure even prettier than a Noctiluca flickering on the sea's surface. Sure. So who's that sage you were talking about earlier? The sage is a great Critian who came to our town from across the desert. A Critian? Well, creating a barrier is basically creating a Blastia. Blastia... But we can't make Blastia with current technology, right? There are people who do. You saw the Blastia to Mead Hill and Kerabokram. But I don't think that sage guy is the one who made those Blastia with messed up formulas. I'm sorry, I don't really understand. But the sage said that the clear CL crystal was needed to create the barrier. So Longchi set out to look for it. It's been 3 years since he left. 3 years, huh? You must be worried. Wait, this sounds weird. Yeah, the stories don't match up. You think she could have miscounted by 1,000 years? Yeah, totally. She's just not good at math. How old is she, anyway? The same thing that happened 1,000 years ago also happened here 3 years ago. Probably. Okay, seriously, Patty? They say history repeats itself, but I doubt that. Is that sage in this town? Where does he live? Oh yes, he lives in the house farthest into the town. I think it might be faster if we went to talk to the sage. Yes, maybe so. If you're going there, could you take the clear CL crystal to the sage for me? Yeah, random people that I opened the box for, could I trust you with this super important, mega awesome crystal of death? Yes, of course. Thank you very much. Alright, time to go sell this thing on the black market. Okay, let's go. Alright, well. Take this to the sage, which had quotation marks around it. Missing Pharaoh. Also, simpleton. So after all we went through to cross the desert, we can't meet Pharaoh. And after you've all risked your lives to help me. Maybe it's better that we didn't find him after all. Yeah, if we had to fight him now, we probably wouldn't make it out. Think about it though. Pharaoh can fly. He's free to be pretty much anywhere at any time. Tracking him down will be a tall order unless he's got a lair somewhere in the area. No one's saying that meeting him will be impossible. We might get some information if we ask around in the town. You're right. Thank you, both of you. Alright then. I can't get around that way apparently, whatever. What's this person doing? Hey you, what you doing? If you have a question, you should ask the sage. You can really depend on him. Our current mayor is too young and unreliable. What's up, doggo? Is this a sheep? It's got the same kind of tail, but it doesn't have the same face. Shiba Inus are such great dogs, although they're complete douchers. I have a Shiba Inu, so I can say that. He's a little monster, but he's adorable. Let's just walk into the sage's home, which is completely unguarded. We'll go in unannounced. No problems. Oh, hey! It's Duke! Excuse me. Huh? Hey, that's totally not the final villain, is what you were gonna say. You're... Who's that? We've run into each other a few times. You. How have you come to this place? What do you mean, how? We walked, as in, across the desert. I see. And yet, how did you... Wait a minute, I can't see Duke's ears. Is Duke a Cridian? He doesn't have that, those, like, pigtail things that Judith and other Cridians have. No matter. For what reason have you come? Or is he like is he the mayor that's too young? We're a little curious about this. This must have cost you dearly to obtain. Actually, it just sort of landed in our lap. That was quite a miracle. You're planning on making a barrier, Blastia, aren't you? You're free to go pretending you're a sage, but forget about making any Blastia. Who'd even consider building a barrier Blastia with something that's so obviously not a core? But it is a solid mass of air. It simply lacks an inscribed formula. Lacks an inscribed formula? What do you mean? They are most commonly known as Apatheia, of which the clear CL crystal is one example. So this is an Apatheia. Is that the treasure you've been looking for? Also, I am not the sage. No such being exists any longer. Well, that's a problem. We'll need to get that back from you, in that case. Neither I nor humanity have a need for such a thing. Oh, he's gonna break it. Whoa, what are you doing? Hold on a sec. Alright, well, that was a lot of work for nothing. It's the same phenomenon we saw at Cave Moke. Aw, man, just when I'd found one. The Apatheia bring only chaos to humanity. They are better off returned to air. Return to air? Is that really all you did just now? That's still no reason to go smashing other people's things. How rude to do this to a treasure we finally got a hold of. Wasn't the clear CL crystal, the Apatheia, needed to save this town from the monsters? I've got a sneaking suspicion this town was destroyed like 1,000 years ago, and there's some kind of a weird spell going on, possibly related to Duke. This town has no use for a barrier and no need to be saved. This place has been granted everlasting calm. Come to mention it, it is pretty quiet here. But still, there are monsters like Pharaoh nearby. How do you know of Pharaoh? I'd ask you the same thing. You seem to know about him yourself. Please, tell us what you know. Pharaoh referred to me as a poison. You shouldn't have said that. Now maybe Duke wants to destroy you too. I see. You know something, don't you? There is a being in this world who possesses a power the Entelecia despise. You mean me? This being is known as the Child of the Full Moon. Child of the Full Moon, like in the legend. By Entelecia, you mean Pharaoh? That is correct. But what would these Intellectia have against me? Against the Child of the Full Moon? What is this power the Child of the Full Moon possesses that they despise? That answer lies only within the hearts of the Intellectia themselves. Which means I've got no choice but to find Pharaoh and ask him myself. Do not be foolish. Meeting Pharaoh would end only in the death of the Child of the Full Moon. But, Estelle, give it a rest. Hey, Reggae, or Jaeger. By the way, someone also pointed out that Reggae is literally just Jaeger backwards. I thought it was more of a full-on anagram, but that's just because I didn't take enough time to actually look at it. Jaeger from Ruins Gate talked about the Intellectia earlier, didn't he? Something about them being the ancient race that built Nordopolica. So Pharaoh built Nordopolica? That doesn't seem possible. Take your leave. There's nothing more for you here. Wait, there's something I want to ask you too. What were you doing at that air crane? Just who are you? What is that sword of yours? Alright, well that's like multiple questions, not just a question. Those matters exceed your comprehension. Do not ask of them again. Go. I have nothing more to say. Where do you get off? That's a really personal question to ask. Judith also knows more than she's letting on right now. You can tell by the way she's looking around. Duke may have been the one that saved us in the desert. I doubt that. Huh, maybe. I'm going to go and thank him. Hold up. He doesn't seem the type to do something like that. You don't think so? Just a hunch. Yeah, Yuri's the one who's right here, definitely. You said that Child of the Full Moon he mentioned was the sister of Brave Vesperia, right? Yeah. Goddess who bathes this world in her golden light, you are named the Child of the Full Moon. Your brother, Brave Vesperia, watches over us from the skies. You remain bound to your mother, the earth, and will shelter her with your unceasing protection. Is there, like, a hidden meaning in there? I'm not sure, but maybe it's more than just an old legend. Remaining to protect the earth, huh? Could protecting the earth have anything to do with ruling over this world? You mean, like becoming the emperor? If Estelle's the Child of the Full Moon, that would add up. Which means all the previous emperors would have been on Pharaoh's hit list. I've never heard of anything like that. This seems to be pretty complicated. Yeah, that's a JRPG for you. Yeah, I guess it would be over little old Patty's head. It went over your head, too. We can have Rita explain it to you later. But me? Anyway, shouldn't we be thinking more about what to do next? I'm gonna stay here. There are things I've got to investigate. Investigate? Clear CL crystals, Apatheia, all kinds of things. Honestly, I have a few bones to pick with Mr. Warm and Fuzzy over there. If you're all going back, we'll have to say our goodbyes here. But... oh, that's too bad. I don't imagine the desert will be much fun on your own, but good luck. Ah, that's right. I can't go anywhere without crossing that desert. We can afford to take a load off while she's checking things out, can't we? I'm pretty interested in Apatheia myself. If we're going back into the desert, how about we take some time to prepare ourselves? We can't go collapsing out there again. That's true. Why don't we head back tomorrow? Rita, think you can tie up your loose ends in a day? Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks, I appreciate it. Ha, you're welcome. Okay then, we'll meet up near the exit tomorrow morning. Right, see you then. Alright, parted with everyone once again. Did I part with Rapide? Yes, I did. Can I go back in here and talk to Duke again? Or is he just not in here? Oh! I have nothing left to say to you. Does Duke always just have his sword out like this? See you later, man. It's been real. You're not going to follow him? What's the point? He's not gonna talk to me. So this was a complete waste of time? Well, I wouldn't go that far. You mean the Apatheia? When the Air Queen went berserk, Jaeger, was carrying this box. This box was what messed up my magic. You think the Apatheia is what's causing the Air Queen to go out of control? Judging from the evidence, it could be a valid hypothesis. I can say words. So when the Blastia and Heliord was going out of control, you think there was Apatheia nearby? And the Air Queen in Cave Moke, too. There may have been. Otherwise, maybe the Apatheia has been damaging the whole world's Air Queen little by little. And a large distortion just happened to appear then. I see. It's really nothing more than a guess, but it could be right. You don't sound very sure of yourself. In science, you continually make hypotheses, then test them, and you get closer and closer to the truth. That's how it is. Well, okay, maybe I can do something with this after all. What are you going to do now? The next step after hypothesis is testing it. Alright, well, you know, that tells me basically nothing. Well, you just gonna chill out in this guy's house now? No, not now, I'll lose my concentration. Lose your concentration doing what? Really old lock on this door doesn't look like it would open. I mean, like, if it's a really old lock, it's just a wooden door pretty much with some metal on it. I think Yuri can just, like, kick it down. Most likely. I assume we're back in another position where the entire party is spread about town and we need to talk to them one by one, in which case I need to get to the exit of town, try to walk out, and then Judith will probably stop me and be like, hey, how's it going? And then we'll talk with Judith. Anyways, let's talk to you again before I go talk to Carol. Even now I can see Longchi smile. I wonder when he will come home. Yeah, I hate to break it to you. He's been dead for like 984 years or something like that. We weren't able to find Pharaoh after all. Yeah, our first job as a guild was an egregious, that's how you say that word, egregious failure. What do you think? Should we go back to Dawngrust? That might be best, but would you be okay with that, Yuri? And what about Estelle? I'd be fine with it. As for Estelle, I'll leave that answer up to her. Alright. This sure is a serene little town. Huh? Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? No guilds, no empire. It's a little strange. Yeah, but I think it's relaxing. Yeah, but even so, I prefer Dawngrust. That's how everyone is. Everybody prefers the place where they grew up. You too, Yuri? Well, yeah, sure. But if we're going to work together in Brave Vesperia, we'll have to decide on a single place for our home base. We could always make it someplace new, you know. Someplace new? Yeah, you know, everyone thinks of Dawngrust as the Union City, but it's really Altosk City. It could be like that. Brave Vesperia could make its own city. Brave Vesperia's own city. Yeah, I like that idea. How did we go from making a guild to making an entire city? It's like, it's not as easy as you think. Well, either way. We've got a lot of jobs as a guild ahead of us before we can be thinking about things like that. Yeah. Now that you mention it, Nordopolika is Palastrail's city, isn't it? Yeah, if you can think of it that way. Nordopolika is more of a guild city than Dawngrust even. Yeah, and Bellius rules the city, too. Nordopolika, huh? Leader of a city, deuce of a guild. I wonder what sort of person Bellius is. I'm starting to get the sneaking suspicion that Bellius is gonna, like, be murdered before we can ever meet her. But I guess time will tell. Let's find someone else to chat with.